desert creatures. We'll meet wildlife on the savannah. And see our underwater friends. And animals from the Arctic Circle. Anywhere, everywhere animals live. It's always an adventure. Today on Animal Atlas, we're going to travel down, down, down into the depths of the vast oceans of the world to meet the real monsters of the animal kingdom. Let's hope we all survive. Here, where it's dark and murky, monsters flourish. Like these anemones. Oh, don't let their harmless appearance fool you. These predatory invertebrates cleverly disguise themselves as undersea flowers so that they can lure unsuspecting fish or plankton or crustaceans into their wily clutches. Nope, those aren't petals, but stinging, poisonous tentacles. And the radiant center of this flower is the animal's mouth, eager to gobble up whatever hapless creature comes their way. Just watch as this monstrous basket star wraps its predator's arms around the defenseless plankton. Monsters? You want monsters? Well, what is a monster anyway? Before, we learned that vampire bats were only about as big as our thumbs and don't suck up blood but merely lap it up. They may have wrongly seemed like monsters of the evil variety. Before, we learned that the gavial is one of the rarest and most endangered crocodiles in existence. They may have wrongly seemed like monsters of the evil variety, in the sense of being big and powerful and dangerous. What makes a monster a monster? Size? That's not it. What about the fact that it could, if it wanted to, eat us? That's not it, is it? Are monsters things that have a bad temper? No, they just are bad-tempered. The fact is, there's not a single animal on this planet that you won't come to respect once you get to know it. Armed with a little respect and knowledge, monsters cease to exist. Our monsters of the sea are animals that are so extraordinary that they seem to be imaginary creatures, almost mythical in their appearance and demeanor. Yes, some are fierce, and some are really scary. You want a monster? Here's a monster. This chambered nautilus is a living fossil whose close relatives date back 400 million years. This breathtaking cephalopod, or headfoot creature, with probing eyes and an extraordinary shell, is a mollusk, a relative of the snail, slug, and octopus. But this chambered nautilus is no brainless and inactive bivalve like an oyster, but an intelligent invertebrate with well-developed senses. The chambered nautilus is an active swimmer, propelling itself along at the deep sea bottom in, well, bumper car fashion, by expelling water from its movable siphon. He may not have good eyesight, but he does have a great olfactory sense or smelling ability. And once he sniffs out the prey, he feels about with those tentacles with taste buds. And once he gets the meal in his mouth, his massive parrot-like beak will crush that krill like a blender on frappe. What a monster.
Welcome to Gladiators of the Deep. In this corner, in the striped shell, we have the world champion chambered nautilus. And in this corner, we have the contender, also with a stripy shell. With no further ado, let the battle begin. Woo, what a fight.
Now, let's meet another ocean-dwelling monster, the sea cucumber. He's the gray and orange tube there. He may look like a plant, but this fascinating echinoderm, or spiny-skinned animal with no brain, can expel most of his internal organs to confuse a predator. The sea cucumber is related to the equally fascinating sea urchin. Those seriously dangerous spines make this slow-moving animal a mouthful to be reckoned with. Echinoderms are great monsters. Okay, what about a crustacean, a crab, whose shell is so soft that it doesn't offer much protection from the ocean-dwelling predators? So he has to find another animal's discarded shell to wear. No, that shell does not belong to this hermit crab. He found it after the original snail owner had died. Finders keepers. But that shell did not grow as a part of this hermit crab's exoskeleton. When he outgrows it, he'll have to find a bigger shell. The hermit crab is truly the wolf in sheep's clothing of the sea, a monster of mythic proportions. When we come back to Animal Atlas, we'll bring you more gladiators of the deep, when our champion crustacean battles a moray eel for supremacy. But first, let's see if you can guess our first animal fact. The monstrous moray eel is a type of A. Snake, B. Fish, C. Shark, or D. Worm. The answer coming up right after this on Animal Atlas. We're back. Did you guess the right answer to our question? The monstrous moray eel is a type of... The answer is B. Fish. As unbelievable as it may seem, this monster is a fish. Moray eels have a long, muscular, snake-like body, but that ridge on top, that's an elongated dorsal fin. And the one on bottom? An elongated anal fin. Yes, the nocturnal hunter has fish stamped all over him. Usually we only see this monster's head as he peers out from behind his rocky hiding place. Nothing is as chilling as that swaying serpent head and wide, teeth-filled mouth that is continually opening and closing, seeming ready to gobble up whatever happens by. But the reason that the moray eel shows his teeth is not as sinister as you might suspect. In order to keep water moving and circulating through his gills, in order to breathe, the eel has to keep his mouth open. And why is he staring? Well, his eyes are tiny, and this fish has very poor vision. The moray eel does have a keen sense of smell and a hunting technique that suits him well. Camouflaged, he waits for prey animals to get near enough so he can catch them. What these green moray eels never counted on? The undefeated crustacean monster. Welcome back to the gladiators of the deep. In this corner, in the electric green mucousy skin, we have moray eel. And over here, in the dappled carapace and fantail, we have Krusty the lobster. Yes, Krusty has no backbone, and moray does, but Krusty is a ferocious carnivore with eye stalks, antenna, and a massive crusher claw. And with four, count 'em, 4 pairs of legs. Oh no, I can't bear to watch. Turn away, turn away. There is no monster in the sea that strikes a chord of terror in the way a shark does. We've all heard the worst. Jaws of death, man-eater, killing machine, monster. Let's meet the terror of the deep. The shark is a cold-blooded fish, but a shark isn't just any fish. Unlike bony fish, who have skeletons made of bone, the shark's skeleton is made of thick cartilage, the same flexible and strong stuff that makes up our ears. Yes, many sharks do have a streamlined or tapering fusiform body. But not all sharks look alike. There are more than 800 different species of sharks, and yes, some look like what we have come to fear. Like this sand tiger shark, with its classic shark-shaped body and very pointed teeth. Sharks can have up to 3,000 teeth at one time in up to 9 rows. And as we can see, most sharks don't chew their food, but gulp it down in large pieces. Ah, the teeth are monstrous, aren't they? Animal Atlas will be right back. We're back. The sand tiger shark, who can grow up to 10 feet, is a shark to fear, especially if you're a baby shark in one of this mother shark's 2 uteruses. Many baby sharks are in there, but the strongest one in each uterus eats all the others before they're born. Is this a monster for you? But not all sharks are alike. Yes, they are all carnivores, but this nurse shark, with its sluggish, bottom-dwelling stout body, is generally harmless, unless really provoked. Yes, the nurse shark has a wide head and very strong jaws, but those barbels hanging off its lower jaw are not stinging tentacles, but merely thin, fleshy, whisker-like organs that provide the senses of touch and taste. Why is it called a nurse shark? Probably because it makes a sound very similar to the sucking sound of a nursing baby. Kinda hard to think monster now, isn't it? Yes, the nurse shark can grow to over 10 feet, but the majority of sharks, like the black-tip reef shark or the white-tip reef shark, grow to be about the same size as humans, between 5 and 7 feet long. About half the species of sharks don't even reach 4 feet in length, like this slender epaulet shark, a shy and amazing creature. Its muscular pectoral fins allow this monster to walk and climb. On the other hand, the zebra shark with its tail or caudal fin taking up half its length is an amazingly gentle shark, a threat to no one, not even most of the fish in an aquarium. The truth is, though it's a good thing to be wary around sharks, they don't normally attack people. Only 25 of the 800 or so species are so-called man-eaters. And each year, more people are killed by bees or pet dogs than by sharks. Despite their great variety, scientists believe that sharks in general are relatively intelligent. They may not be the most expressive creatures under the sea, but many believe that sharks can learn at a rate similar to that of rats and birds, which is pretty good when you think about it. But we promised you monsters, didn't we? If the scalloped hammerhead shark isn't a monster, then what is? Yes, this shark is on the beware of list, not because he commonly attacks humans, but because he can grow up to 14 feet and weigh almost 350 pounds. But though he is a fast-moving predator, he does have a small mouth for a shark. The scalloped hammerhead differs from other hammerheads by the clearly visible ridges on the front of his head. And yes, his eyes and nostrils are located at the extreme ends of his head. Why is a good question, but as we know, nothing in nature is neither arbitrary or by accident. The scalloped hammerhead, with his wide head, has more electromagnetic sensors, which help sharks to find food. Yes, unlike the sand tiger shark, who only seems to undulate his body and tail fin as he swims, the scalloped hammerhead swings his head from side to side. To us, it looks as if he's trying to get a closer look at things. The bonnethead shark isn't the monster that the scalloped hammerhead is. He's a small, timid hammerhead with a much smoother and rounded head. But just when you think you've seen everything, along comes the sawfish, the shark with the sword. Or is that a chainsaw? What is that? This remarkable snout is huge, a good 20 to 25% of the length of the entire fish. And no, despite their appearance, Those aren't teeth. They're modified scales which enlarged over time and became embedded in the snout. The sawfish uses this fierce-looking extension as a sensing device to locate bottom-dwelling prey, and then, by raking through the sand, he dislodges his meal to be. If a small fish were to swim by, the sawfish would slash at it until he is slashed to ribbons. The prey then falls to the ocean floor, where the happy sawfish finishes him off. Despite their ferocious appearance, sawfish are really gentle animals. Most sharks do have one obvious thing in common, and that's their coloring. They're usually drably countershaded, dark on the top, or dorsal side, and light on the bottom, or ventral side. Countershading is a type of camouflage that lets the shark blend in with the dark ocean depths when viewed from above, and which blends in with the lighter surface of the sea when viewed from below. Why in the world would a shark need camouflage? Predators use camouflage just as much as prey. Here's an unusual flattened fish, closely related to sharks. If you've said array, then you've identified yet another of the great monsters of the sea. Rays evolved from sharks. They too are cartilaginous, and they don't have bony skeletons. What's monstrously and amazingly noticeable about this magical creature is their enlarged pectoral fins. These fins are connected to the ray's body to form their disc. The shape of their disc differs from species to species and may be circular, oval, wedge-shaped, or triangular. Their distinctive tail, too, varies from species to species. Some have incredibly long tails. Others have short and stubby tails. Many rays have spines on their tails which can poison other animals when stung. Who in the world would try to eat a ray? Our favorite monster, the scalloped hammerhead for one, doesn't seem to be thwarted by those stinging tails. Rays are more social than sharks, and they often congregate in groups. Of all the monsters of the sea, perhaps none is so graceful in underwater flight, but don't let all that beauty fool you. Rays are pure carnivore. They catch fish and chomp them into chump. The most remarkable and unscientific thing you can say about a ray is that their pale underbelly looks an awful lot like a smiling, friendly ghost. But no, those aren't eyes. Those are nostrils above that mouth and the gill slits. And yet, until you actually see a ray devouring a fish with that friendly, smiling face, you too might be lulled into thinking the ray isn't a monster. No discussion of monsters in the sea is complete without a visit to the octopus. This big-headed, big-eyed, soft-bodied, blue-blooded, 8-armed monster with double rows of suction cups and a parrot-like beak takes the grand prize. The octopus is a mollusk, and the biggest of them can grow to be more than 20 feet from arm-tip to arm-tip. The octopus is a master of camouflage, able to change his color at will. And this strong man catches prey with his arms, then kills it by biting it with his tough beak, while paralyzing the prey with a nerve poison. When the prey is softened, the octopus sucks out the flesh. There's a monster for you. But these animals are very intelligent and are often willing to make friends with humans. Some enjoy the affection humans bestow. Others aren't so receptive to the whole idea. Who preys on the octopus? Remember the monster moray eel? Octopus is his favorite food. But octopuses are tough and crafty and willing to go the distance, and so...
Welcome one last time to the gladiators of the deep. In this corner, we have the octopus. And in this corner, we have another octopus. With no further ado, let the battle begin!
Yes, these animals of the deep may be monsters, but they are ones we can all respect and appreciate. And even grow to love. Or at least like a lot. Don't go away. Animal Atlas will be right back. And once again, we've traveled the globe, from North and South America to Africa and Asia to Australia and every fascinating place in between. We've met all kinds of incredible animals and learned some important facts about their ability to survive and flourish on our planet. And with our help, we'll make sure they're around for a long time to come. Join us next week for another amazing adventure on Animal Atlas.